And go.
Hi, glad you're back. We're going to talk today about a new topic, which is loading paper into your brailler. So the first thing you have to do is be sitting with your brailler in front of you. You need to reach your hands on the sides of the brailler and feel and find your paper feeding knobs. When you feel them, you want to make sure they're rolled completely away from you. Now, if you just finished brailing and you have a paper already out, it's probably already in position. After that, you want to take, and I'm just going to show you, you want to push the line spacer lever and make sure that it won't push down anymore so that the machine is in the correct position to accept more paper. The next thing that you want to do is you feel those knobs, you reach around behind, and when you reach on behind, you'll feel on the left hand side there's a screw, and that screw is the paper stop knob, and when you unscrew it or you loosen it, it will slide left and right, and that will determine how much of the paper slides underneath that part of the machine. When you have paper that has holes in it, you want to go ahead and slide that all the way to the left when you are so that your paper, so the machine doesn't think that it's out of paper, so that it knows that it's the hole is not being registered as a lack of paper, and that the binding can be correct. Once you have that set and you have the other parts set, you want to go ahead and feel up, and on each side of the top you have your paper release levers or your gates. When the paper release levers are away from you, that means it's holding the paper down. When the paper release levers are towards you, that means that they're going to let paper in. So that has to be in place towards you. So the knob's away from you, the levers towards you. The next thing that you want to do is you want to check your embosser head. And you can see there's the embossing head lever, which you know is on the front of your machine in front of you, and you can feel it behind there that moves along when you move your lever. And typically they say go ahead and move that to the left. With some people it's easier to put it in the middle so that it does kind of help to hold the paper in place. So it depends on what works best for you. The next thing you need, of course, is your braille paper. This is actually it's cardstock, which works great, and you want to position your paper so that it is horizontal, like laying flat, like perpendicular, in parallel to your table or your flat surface. When you put the paper in, you want to slide along, and if you feel there's a metal knob and there's a rubber roller, or a metal roller and a rubber roller, and you want to make sure that you slide the paper in underneath the embosser head, and then underneath all the way to the left where you feel where we had the paper stop adjustment, and then you want to make sure that it goes under the metal roller head and over the rubber one, and then you can put your paper release knobs down, or your paper release levers down. So once that's in place, now for some people it's helpful to have like a tissue box that can support your paper. Depends on how you're manually how much coordination you have with your hand skills or what have you, but sometimes a tissue box can hold that in place for you. Once you have that down, you can go back to your paper feed levers on the sides and just roll those all the way in. And you don't have to worry about overdoing it because the machine will stop when it's in all the way. Now once it's in all the way, that's when, for me, that's when I'll roll the embosser head all the way to the left. And then before you do anything else, you have to remember to go ahead and press that line spacer bar again. You can press it a couple of times, and that's just to make sure that you're going to, your first line of braille doesn't overlap with your second line of braille, and make sure it's locked into place correctly. So those are the steps. Give it a try. Sometimes it takes a little bit of practice, but you will get it and you'll get the hang of it in no time. Thanks a lot. You did a great job.